All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Homecare Owners Corner, the one show on YouTube that's going to help you grow your business and your home care agency as effectively as possible, even though it's not always the most efficient. One of the big problems that we run into in this world, especially since the era of COVID, is digital marketing. You know, the pre-COVID, everybody understood that you had to go out there, beat feet, knock on doors, so to speak, in order to really grow your business. But in today's world, since the lockdowns and now everything's adapting, and with the advent of AI and ChatGPT and all this other great stuff coming out, you know, there's a lot of gurus out there, a lot of people just full of themselves, and they're out there really making mistakes, really costing you a lot of money. And this is just it's an insane world that's going on. So before we get started today, let's just do a little housekeeping. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. Only about 15% of you at this point are subscribed that are watching us, so that really helps us out and helps us with the algorithm. Next thing is there is a big thumbs up button. Give us a like wherever you see this, and share this information with other business owners that could benefit from the information that we're going to provide to you today. So, quick question before we introduce our guest today. How much have you spent on your digital marketing campaigns and have not seen the results that you expect to see? Leave us a comment below. Let us know, and we'll reach out and try to see how we can help you. So today, we are blessed though to have Brady Quick from HomeCare Marketing Pros, and he's here to tell us a little bit about the costly mistakes you need to avoid when it comes to home care. So, welcome, Brady. How are we doing today? And how tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Julio. It's good to be here. And yeah, we're a digital marketing company. We're exclusively a niche for home care and home care only. And we chose to do that because of not only the opportunities in home care, but also because what we know and what we've experienced in the past is that when you are broad in your client base, meaning you do digital marketing for attorneys and restaurants, you're really not going to understand the operator's business. And so we stick to home care. We understand your audiences. We understand the keywords, the language, and everything that you need to do. And then we just double down on that and become experts at trying to help you get leads online and ultimately grow your business through the online process.
All right. So, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. You know, it's crazy what some of the stuff that's going on out there. People are spending just tons of money and they're not getting the results.
Mm.
Why do you think that is?
So we have not made one outbound phone call or an outreach to a home care agency in 3 years, and we've quadrupled in size in 3 years. And
That's
that's
crazy. That's
100%.
amazing.
Yeah. And it's all because of my business partner, Jason's, and the SEO strategy that he does for us.
Hmm.
And so this means that agencies come to us and are looking for information to help them with their digital marketing or how can I grow my business. So with that being said, we get to meet a lot of people, right? And so
Right. Yeah,
a lot of agencies have done digital marketing, and I think one of the most costliest mistakes from my experience is they try to do it themselves because they
yeah.
think they're digital marketers or they've dabbled,
Right.
or B, they have not gone through the process of educating themselves. So they trust an agency. They don't really understand what they're doing, but they know they need it. So they hire someone and then they get burned down the road.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, and that's something that, personally for me, from my perspective, it makes little sense.
Mm.
Because one of the things that I always was taught, I mean, I'm old school when it comes to business development. Like I said in the beginning, I'm that guy. You go out, you knock on doors, you talk to people, you build relationships, and big part of success in that is educating your referral partner,
Mhm.
educating your client. If you don't know how to work with me, how will I ever be an effective business relationship with you? You know, so as a home care agency owner, if you're successful, especially if you're one of those agencies doing $2, 3, 4, $5 million, you understand this at its fundamental core. You
Mm.
got to have relationships with your caregivers. That means you got to educate them in order for them to know how to work well with you. You got to have relationships with your referral sources. They need to, not only do you need to know how to give a referral to them, but they need to know what type of referral you're looking for. You know, you don't want to walk into a place and you're a private pay only agency and they send you 30 referrals for VA. That's not something you want. So why wouldn't you use that same principle when it comes to digital marketing?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
so talk to us a little bit about that. Like, is because that's got to cost people a fortune. I mean,
yeah,
just in the time wasted alone.
correct. And it's I need clients, right? That's what they think. I need clients.
Right.
Oh, digital marketing. Okay, I need that. So they don't understand digital marketing, how to do it, but they don't understand why they need digital marketing. They don't understand that
Hmm.
this is a sales engine.
Right.
This is their sales engine. So understanding that. So we work best with agencies who are business minded and they understand business, they understand sales. That is
Right.
definitely helpful. So we first try to set up that and help them to see how important it is that they do this, because a lot of them will be like, oh, I'm not, that's way too much money, I'm not going to spend that. Then that means they don't understand sales,
Right.
because so it's like, okay, so who is your perfect client and what are you trying to accomplish? Who are you trying to get? So most agencies, actually every agency that we work with, they're looking for private pay or private duty clients. Okay.
Right. And those are
Well,
tough to
how
get.
yeah. And so how do the prospects, how do they find you, and what is their process? What is their buyer's journey?
Right.
And we know that the private pay prospect is 60% of the time the oldest female
Hmm.
in the family, the daughter,
Yep.
oldest daughter. Okay, 60%. 20% of the time it's the next oldest daughter, and the other 20% is a family member.
Right.
And so, okay, so what's their process? What are they going to do? Well, they're not using Medicare, so it's not just they go to the doctor. The doctor says, "Hey, we're going to send over, a caregiver," and They're actually, this is private pay, so they're going to look for. Maybe they might ask their doctor, but they're also going to look for assistance. What are they going to do? They're going to go to Google
Yep.
and they're going to search, right?
Yep.
So understanding that there's a highway of money in the United States flowing. So another statistic, there's 3 million health related searches a month in the United States.
Hmm.
3 million. Now that's not all home care, but it's 3 million. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So you want your piece of the pie because there's money flowing through this process. Okay, how does it work? Well, I need help for my mom. I have a 92-year-old mother-in-law that lives with me. So we need
Hmm.
help for her. I don't have agencies that are my clients in Sarasota, Florida, where I live. So I'd go to Google and just search for it.
Right.
So understanding that I have to be there. Let's say I don't know how to get there, right? I'm an agency owner. I don't know how to get there,
Yep.
but I see, okay, I need to be there. What are the
Hmm.
top 3 ways that I can generate revenue as an agency owner through private pay? Number 1 is word of mouth, and
Yep.
that can be from referrals. And number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is through SEO,
Right.
right? Oh, sorry, we got balloons. Number 2, sorry, Zoom's got its AI turned on. And number 3 is through Google Ads or pay-per-click. Those are the top 3
Hmm.
revenue generating sources. So if I'm trying to grow, I better be all in on the top 3. Now there's other ones that
Yeah.
are lower percentages, but let's focus on the big. How do I grow the fastest? I'm an agency owner.
Exactly.
Where do I put my attention?
Right. And I'm sorry to interrupt here, but on that
No,
note, like, you know, just focusing in a little bit on the first one, with the word of mouth,
yeah,
something that people don't understand, um, or they fail to understand, like Google reviews, things like that. They're not only going to help you find that client that, went to a place for mom or went to,
yep,
just did a random Google search. Social proof is incredibly important just even for your referral partners.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in with a facility, working with them, independent living, skilled nursing, and a marketer will come in. And the first thing that the social worker will do is type in the company. Well, let's see, is this really a reputable company? Especially if you're coming in saying, hey, we do a good job. Okay, great. We want to see it. See,
Right.
the relationship even can be affected on that level. And
100%.
it's just getting more and more important.
100%. 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that information that I share with an agency owner when I meet them is just that getting them in the right mindset to say, okay, is digital marketing important? Should I pay attention to this?
Yeah.
It's like, do I hire salespeople? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No. I mean, look, if you're ignoring any aspect of your sales process, whether it's the digital or the business development, you may as well fire all your caregivers at that point.
right. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. So understanding that and getting that right mindset that I need sales to survive and grow.
Yep.
Okay, what is my sales engine going to be? Do I hire 10 salespeople and go have them knock on doors around the city and try to drum up business? I mean,
No.
this is 2023 or 2024.
Yeah.
We live in a digital world. There's
Yep.
I just said number one, number two, number three. The 2 out of 3 are SEO, which is your website, and the third one is running ads. And
Right.
then, okay, so what are the big dogs doing? Right? What are the experts, the ones that show up in the top 5 every market in the United States? What are
Yep.
they doing? And can I do that?
Right.
Right?
Well,
Yes, you can.
absolutely.
So the number one mistake is not understanding business and sales. I'm sorry, there's a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
But it's not understanding that this is sales and this is the process and we need to understand it. But then the second thing is educating yourself. So you don't have to be the digital marketer, but you should be able to understand it in a simple way. So there's a difference between understanding the simplicity of what someone's doing and doing it yourself.
Right.
Right?
That's something I always tell people. Look, it's simple, but it's not always easy. Growing a home care agency, especially, look, you got unlimited demand right now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it easy.
Right. Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah. So our education process is like we educate new companies. And they say, I can't afford you. And they say, okay, no problem. And then they're like, I'm calling you back. Thank you so much. And we give them information and then they, we nurture them with email marketing and give them information. People sign up for our newsletters. We send out blogs all the time. It's really to help consumers be educated, help them understand. And then they eventually look to us for the authority and say, okay, I get it. You guys are the answer. That's the ultimate goal. Just like
of
you're doing
course.
the same thing,
Yeah. But yeah, so what would you say if somebody, I mean, well, first, I mean, I know what I tell people when somebody tells me, well, yeah, I do my own digital marketing. I tell them, all right, congratulations, you're throwing away how much every month?
Yeah.
Because I usually just pointing them in other directions because it doesn't make sense. I'm not a digital marketer. They're not one. So what would you say beyond, going and calling you, to somebody who's sitting there watching this right now and they're like, well, I can't really afford 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month to put into an effective campaign. What would you say, besides pay-per-click?
Yeah.
Give us one tip. How would you improve SEO on your own?
Yeah, no problem. Well, tough, right? So improving SEO.
Yeah, I know.
So the concept is simple. The concept for improving your SEO. Let me explain the concept.
Yeah.
Now, I have not found anybody that you're describing that will have the ability to do this.
Right. Well,
okay.
That's a whole other issue.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you
simple is not easy.
I'll give this person that you're describing, if they're listening, I will tell them what they need to do. But improving your SEO is content on your website that is your services. Okay. tied to the locations that you're trying to find, pay the private duty prospect.
Right.
So a blanket approach to a county is how many private duty how many private duty prospects are in one zip code that
Right.
they don't have money for private duty. You're just gonna be like, you would not market there because they're not searching.
Correct.
So you're gonna find in every market that whoever's listening, the market where people have money that they're gonna be able to pay you for your services.
Right.
It's content that's valuable to
Mm-hmm.
not only Google, but also to someone that finds you. They're going to look to you as an expert that
Yep.
has all the keywords tied to the services, tied to the location. Now, this isn't like Tampa. This is like Wesley Chapel. It's a city outside of
Mm-hmm.
Tampa. Because if I'm in Wesley Chapel and I search home care, it's going to show me, Google's going to ping my IP address and it's going to show me all the ancient agencies with home care on their website closest to me.
Right.
But I'm in Tampa and I want to compete in Wesley Chapel and I want to steal that guy. What do? I build out a page of my service in Wesley Chapel and it's on my website. That's how I compete with
Right.
other agencies around in different areas. And then you do that over and over and over.
Right.
So you have pages built on your website that's over, and you're blogging, and it's a lot of activity.
Right. And that's time consuming. I mean, to me, that sounds horribly time consuming.
Horrible.
And just as a shameless plug, if you need to know, we do territory analysis and you can always reach out to us and we'll help
Nice.
you out.
That's perfect.
But
Beautiful.
but as far as that mythical individual,
Yep.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart. There's no way
No.
you're running a home care agency and dedicating that much time in order to keep up with the content requirements, in order to keep up educating yourself to stay on top of what those content requirements are. And just look, we as a company use AI for a lot of tools and a lot of different functions that we use for our clients. I'm sure you guys incorporate AI as
Yep.
well. It's one of the greatest and fastest growing business tools out there.
Mm.
But just something I've learned, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this.
Mm.
Please do not make the mistake of going to chatgpt.com and type in "write me a blog post about home care," because you're going to get blown out of the water. It's just not going to work well for you.
No, it will not be optimized to help you.
No, and it's actually, from my understanding, it could even penalize you with those AI detectors now that Google uses.
Probably.
Yeah. So
So
definitely be smart about it.
here's what I'll tell you that I've had this conversation, how many times? Probably dozens of times over the past couple of years. And it's just, this is the same advice I would give to anybody that's starting a business: is you have to go out and hustle 100 times more today. And here's what you can do. I don't care who you are. If you're a new business owner, you can print out cards and you can go out and introduce yourself to anybody and everybody and start getting referrals. It's attention. Gary V, it's all about attention. People need to know who you are.
Yep.
Right.
Know, like, and trust.
I have no money. Okay, guess what? Do you have gas in your car? Can you print out some cheap business cards? Now you don't want people to think you're cheap.
No.
You need a website because they're going to check you out anyway. So you got to have some website that's not, a ProWeaver website or some garbage. But but still, you have to get the ball rolling, and hustle is the number one thing that every business owner has to do in the beginning.
Right. Right. I tell that to people all the time. They're like, "Oh, I have no money and I just started this agency." I'm like, "Well, first, don't waste your time talking to me."
Right.
Because you need to get out there and beat feet. That's all it is.
Yep.
You can go to a number of different printing companies and get quality yet inexpensive business cards. Don't go out and get a rack of 3,000. That's not in your budget. Get 50 at a time.
Yeah.
But go out there and make the introductions, get your name out there, know, like, and trust. Absolutely. And to jump a little bit on what you're saying, that trust, that's that social proof. That's your website. That's your Google business page. That's your Facebook listings. That's all this stuff that, that you need experts. You really need experts.
Yes.
If you can't afford it today, afford it tomorrow.
Yep.
But don't waste time. Don't waste time thinking, oh, I'll have enough client base and it'll eventually come. I work with agencies that are doing as much as 8, 10, 12 million dollars a year.
Mhm.
They don't even rely on purely word of mouth, and they've got the client base and reputation to do it,
Yep.
because at some point the people you're servicing will die out.
Yep.
The referral partners you're working with will move on to other companies.
Yep.
So as good as your reputation may be, people verify. If I'm not mistaken, it's almost 80% of all buying decisions today are based on reviews.
Yes.
Home
Yeah.
care is no different.
No.
Getting caregivers, no different.
No.
Because I mean, we could talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
If recruitment heavily.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of websites and stuff of what HomeCare Marketing Pros does. They, in long term, over the course of a long term, they could save you a ton of money on those pay-per-click ads on Indeed,
Mm.
just because it attracts the caregivers.
Yep.
It's why pay Indeed to steal your money when you're better off having them apply and funnel right through your own site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about recruiting because the other part of the business is, hey, I not only need hamburgers for my McDonald's, I need employees to
To flip the burger.
flip
Yep.
the burgers, right? So the
Yep.
home care agency is no difference. And, man, I have a client right now that I had a conversation with last week. They need 130 caregivers tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow. Okay. And
That's
so
crazy.
we're like, what do you think they're focused on? They're 100% focused on recruiting and recruiting only. So,
Yes.
a few tips for someone that needs help with recruiting is you should have job postings on your website.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jobs are indexed on Google so that they're available to 78% of job searches that start on Google. 78% of job searches start on Google.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something, why not bring them to you instead of them have them go to Indeed?
Right. And all they're
Right.
doing on Indeed is what I call toilet applying anyway. They're sitting there and just click, 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 click because it's easy.
Yeah,
And that's why you end up ghosted so much and spending, $1, 2, $3,000 a month for very little results, or an abysmal turnover rate.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. But it's kind of like that in every, it's the industry. The applicant to hire ratio is pretty rough. But Indeed, you
Yes.
can use Indeed for free. So
Right.
why not use it as well? And then we have, our CareFunnels software that, we say we can, because Indeed's a closed system.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can't, they won't let you, and you got to go back to Indeed in order to get any applicants. But there's like Jazz HR. Jazz HR is a third party software that allows that connects to our CareFunnels, that uses automation
Right.
and to Indeed. So, you can post through Jazz HR, which is not, I'm just promoting Jazz HR. I'm just saying
Yeah. I mean, you could use them. You could use WorkStream. There's 100 of them.
it's a good
Yeah.
tool. So
Yeah.
you could post to Jazz HR, which goes in Indeed. Indeed will send that back to Jazz HR. CareFunnels, our software, can use automation and save you a bunch of time with the applicants, because the applicant to hire ratio is so bad. It'll save tons of time with the team, with your internal team. So that's another thing you should do. Google ads. I mean, that's another thing you can do, because a lot of job seekers start on Google. And
Yep.
also a web chat is something that, we just had a client. Let me read this. We just had a chat from CareFunnels, converted 60% of the chats, which included email, phone number, 646, 57 completed client survey, 326 completed employment inquiry
That's
on the chat.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That is
So it's like,
fantastic.
are you kidding me? I mean,
Yeah.
we do that for $200 a month. I mean, that's like peanuts.
Right. Yeah. And that's, things like that are really like where people kind of drop the ball, I think. They're because even if you're using the free version of Indeed,
Yeah.
you can just hit the apply now button to go to your site. You
Yeah.
know, you don't they don't have to necessarily live there. They allow you to link it. All of these things save yourself thousands. A
Yeah.
$200 solution is, it's much more effective
Yeah.
than, 1,000 or $2,000 of LinkedIn. I'm sorry, of Indeed ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're better off spending the $1,000 or $2,000 optimizing your site, putting
Yep.
out the Google ads, doing all this other stuff. That's at least going to get you a positive result. You
Correct.
know, and that's something that I think, just in general, it's a smart move. So leave us a comment below. Let us know, what are you using to get your recruitment up? Like, what do your numbers look like? Do you think anything that we've talked about today will actually improve or move the needle forward? Because really, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know,
100%.
any
Yeah.
any final thoughts there, Brady, before we move
My
along?
my final thought is, if you think about what it took to become a home care agency owner,
Hmm.
how much do you understand your business? Think about all of the education and all the things you need to know. Then you think about what it takes to do a good, digital marketing strategy. I mean, we call it marketing in a box for home care agencies. I mean, it's all inclusive. It's everything that you need in order to get clients and recruit caregivers. And so it's in depth, and I mean, there is a lot to understand. So just like I don't understand taxes, and I have a CPA, and I do
Right.
not want to know how to do taxes. I don't care. But I
Exactly.
found somebody I trust. So
Hmm.
why do I trust him? It's because I have had multiple conversations before I hired him, and I'm like, this is my guy.
Right.
All I care about is I got a guy.
Right. And that's all that matters. It's I say this all the time. I'd rather take a bullet than do my taxes. I
Yes.
hate doing all of that stuff.
Yes.
And I got a guy that I know, I've used him for years, and it works out well for me.
That's it.
Takes away the huge stress. And that's a big part of transitioning from being an employee on a high paying job that you created for yourself versus being an actual business owner.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Brady. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about some of the most costly mistakes that you need
Yep.
to avoid in your home care agency. All of Brady's information, and Home Care Marketing Pros, how to find them, where to reach out to them, it's going to be in the description box below. We're very excited to have them as one of our trusted and vetted partners here, with Briones Consulting Group and at the Home Care Owners Corner. So thank you for joining us. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this content with anybody you think would be of benefit. Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.